Boxing doctor in the house. We got the great Jeff Mayweather. We really appreciate you taking your time and speaking to us. And you have been a mentor to me over the years. Giving me always, telling me, things about boxing, about my life, things to do in situations, and I appreciate you for everything that being my mentor, being there for me over the years. So God bless you for that, brother.
Oh, well, thank you.
Um,
Hopefully something I told you worked.
it did, because I told you, some things, we keep it between us, and and I appreciate you, for giving me advices over the years, and God bless you, brother. I was gonna speak about you, Jeff Mayweather. You know, you had a wonderful professional boxing career. You were a world champion. What got you into boxing? You come from the Mayweather family, and how did you yourself
Um,
get into boxing?
well, actually, I ended up in boxing solely because of my relationship with my brother Roger.
Hmm.
I was like Roger's shadow, so and I would follow him every day to the gym. And
Wow.
he said, if you're gonna be here, you should at least learn how to fight. And so that's what I did. And so I ended up liking it a little bit.
And how old were you when you started boxing?
Um, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking at least I think I was probably about maybe 10.
Okay. The style of boxing that Roger Mayweather and Roger Mayweather Senior teaches. In one aspect is they have their own way of things that they do. You're familiar with it, um, but at the same time, these certain style of boxing. Every individual fighter have their own way to display those skills. The Philly shell and those things that they do. Not anybody can just pick it up. So, how do you feel like these styles of boxing, how did it benefit you, or growing up and learning these secrets?
Well, I mean, me myself, I never really used that style of boxing. I
Hmm.
mean, I've always used my own style.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
basically, and I have multiple trainers throughout my amateur career and my professional career. So, and I was always my own man. So, of course, there's things that I've looked at my brothers and taken and added to my library as well. And basically, and that's what I do. I try to find the wisdom that I can see from someone else, and it doesn't have
Yes.
to be no one. It doesn't have to be someone that's great. It can be someone that has one fight. But if I look at that tape and I see something that I haven't seen and I haven't put it in my library yet,
Hmm.
I'll add it. And basically, it may work, it may not. But I think the key to boxing is the more knowledge you have, the better it is for just not only for you as it's better for your fighter.
Absolutely. I remember the passing of Roger Mayweather, and it especially hit me really hard, even though I didn't meet him in person. I remember when Nasim Ahmed's father passed away. It also was very emotional time for me as well, because watching these guys, like Nasim Ahmed growing up, these guys were like heroes to me, and
Right.
I got to meet Nasim Ahmed last week in Jeddah. It was amazing. I met his whole family. So seeing Roger Mayweather, the stuff he did for the boxing, I'm pretty sure you understand the kind of love I have for boxing and the people who is involved in it and the stuff that they do. So even if I don't meet people like Jack LaMotta and all the, Jack
Yeah.
Johnson. Yeah, man. It's like Jack Johnson is like that's our blood, man. It's like we love this
Right.
man for what they did. Without Jack Johnson, there would be no, Sugar Ray Robinson. There would be no Muhammad Ali. So it's so I appreciate Roger Mayweather, the stuff he did, in the sport and what he did for Floyd Mayweather himself, and even for you.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I've been involved in boxing for, I would say, about over 40 years now.
Wow.
And that's a long time to be involved in anything, especially when it's something that you never really chose to do. I didn't choose boxing. Basically, boxing kind of became um, my way to kill time and
Mhm.
just to be around my brother. But
Yes.
I worked hard because I knew that both of my brothers had already started boxing, and they both were doing really well for themselves, and so I didn't want to embarrass anyone.
Mhm. And you put a name for yourself, and now we can see as a coach you are successful. Jeff Mayweather rings a bell. Whether you're going to Asia with UFC fighters, different places around the world, people calling you for the knowledge that you have. You're individually
Yeah.
as a coach who you are. I'm aware of that. I spoke to people. They love the way you train people. So, and I think you were was it in Singapore or was it Malaysia?
Um, I've been a lot of places. Was I in Singapore? I don't know. I know I've
Yeah.
been in Malaysia. I've been,
Yes, I think it was Malaysia.
um,
Yeah, yeah, Malaysia. Yeah.
yeah, probably was Malaysia.
hmm Did you enjoy the food?
Yeah,
Yeah, they got some unique food over there. Yeah, and beautiful country, nice people. Yeah.
yeah. I like Indian food. It's a little spicy, but it's all right.
Yes, their culture is they have a lot of different culture together. They live in harmony. It's a nice thing about Malaysia. I haven't been there myself. I've been to Indonesia, so the culture pretty much very similar. But Malaysia is a little bit more, wealthier country. Yeah. And when you became, like, we speaking about different things, but like, as you said that, boxing was not something that you chose, but you wanted to be involved because you've seen your family doing it, you've seen your brothers doing it. So, like, but you had to put that effort, you had to put the hard work, because I
No,
know,
you still have to work hard.
yeah, you still
Yeah,
have to
you
work
have to
hard.
work hard.
Yeah. At a certain point, maybe yourself, you thought, you know what, I did enough, I achieved enough goals for myself, I'm happy with it. Now I want to do something else, and that's up to you. Everybody have a point in their life they want to keep going. Like Floyd Mayweather, he got 50, and he's like, that's okay, that's all right for me. So everybody has a point in their where they want to start quitting. That's your
Right.
limit. And some people are more successful as a coach, successful as a fighter. Sometimes some people are maybe both, but that's really rare. But I see being a coach is a very special thing, and I'm seeing you. How are you blossoming into a coach? It's actually huge.
Well, it's funny. Um, I enjoy being a coach much, much more than I ever did being a fighter.
Yeah.
Um, that's partly because I'm on someone else's journey, and then I'm also testing myself.
hmm
And actually, the very first fighter I ever trained
hmm
ended up fighting for a world title.
Wow.
So that let me know that I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and
And
so I've been here for a long time, and uh, sure I'll be around for a little while longer.
I, God willing, as you say, inshallah, God willing, God give you
Yes.
success, yes, and guide you. Um, Coach, let me say something. Like, I remember when I was an amateur boxer in Canada when I was growing up. I remember I was, Trevor Berbick was one of the guys we were at our gym, and I remember I don't know if I think I got into a car accident when I was about 21 years old and I stopped boxing. That was like a really huge thing in my life. But God
Mhm.
is kind. All praise to God. I'm a coach now. I'm doing other things, but I think imagination is a huge thing in part of being a fighter. But what I mean is that even though if you don't have the ability to, you're not there, but you have to imagine and you have to work hard. That's what I was told. One of my coaches was Jerome Grant, what I started out with, and he always told me, Ali, even if you are not a great fighter and you're basically C level, you have to imagine that you're A. And even if you don't have a fight coming up, and in this gym people gonna fight, imagine you'll be going there and lie to yourself that you'll be going there and work hard at it. So when the day comes, even if you're not ready, you mentally you're ready. So he
Right.
always talks about being mentally ready. So did you do that yourself to go to the championship, level? Because you became a world champion.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, um, I've always worked hard. I mean, and I think more so because my family name was already out there, and
Yeah.
basically, I didn't want to be the one to make a mockery of it. So,
Mm,
I worked extremely hard. Like I said, I followed my brother for years and years and years and years, all the way to the point of me still being here.
hmm
I've been in Las Vegas for 30, I think about 36 years.
Wow.
And
So you probably see Kevin Kelly all the time.
I see Kevin every once in a while. Yeah,
That's my brother, man. Yeah, that's my brother
yeah,
right there.
I
Yeah.
see, I see Kevin at
Yeah.
a
I
lot
love
of
Kevin, man. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
events. He's a guy that always comes to the events. So
hmm
the boxing events that we have in Vegas. So
Very humble
yeah, I
guy.
see him
Very good
from
guy. Yes.
time to
Yeah.
time. Yeah, yes.
And when you got your first world title, what did you do, and what was the feeling, and what did your brothers tell you?
Well, basically, it was kind of like um, it was kind of surreal.
Yeah.
I mean, because we everyone that puts on a pair of gloves wants to be somebody's champion,
Yeah.
and and fortunately, it happened for me, and of course, I was very happy to to be considered a world champion,
hmm
and but at the end of the day, for me, like I said, my becoming a trainer
hmm
was far, far, far more important than even being a world champion to me.
Yeah.
I think that God put me here for the purpose of helping others,
Absolutely.
and
All praise to
so,
God.
yes, and so
See, this is one thing
that's
I
where I
like
get
about you
more
guys.
satisfaction.
This is one thing I love about you guys. The Mayweather family. You guys always praise God. Mayweather always praising God for everything that he does. You guys must have good
Right.
parents, good role models, and God. This is something that you learn from your parents. This is old school.
Yeah, and and I mean, basically, you know, um, I think that you got to give your honor to God because without it,
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing's possible.
there's nothing. Yeah, nothing's possible at all.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And I appreciate you giving your time and speaking to us. Do you have anything special coming up? In the next year, we should look for any of your fighters or anything you want to mention to the people.
Um, I have basically right now I really have only one professional fighter,
Hmm.
I have, but I do have a couple young fighters that I think that um, will definitely be world champions one day,
Yeah.
and and that's my mission, and that's my and that's my job is to help them get to where they need to be, and
Yes.
so that's my like I said, to me that's my mission, and that's why I work so hard,
And you
and
never know, coach. We may do shows in Dubai or anywhere, and I'm with High Tech Boxing from Birmingham, UK, with Coach Naji. And you
Mhm.
never know. We may work together, get some of your fighters to be on the undercard. We're always looking for something. So but boxing
Right.
scene right now is a bit slow after the pandemic. Great fights are happening,
Yeah.
but things are a bit slow. But all praise to God. We have patience, and we'll see where things goes. We appreciate you for taking your time and speaking to us. May God continue to bless you and your family. If you have anything to say, Coach, go ahead.
Well, basically, I just want to say thank you for reaching out to me to at least share some of my story, and
Yeah, I think this is not gonna be
basically,
the last one. We gotta get some more secret stories that happened in the past.
yeah, well, we
Yeah,
can do that too,
yeah,
but but yeah, like I said, I mean, I feel good about the things that I've done in boxing.
yeah.
Um, I was able to walk away from boxing, at a very young age, and was able to keep all my faculties, and and now I can pass on my knowledge to my young fighters.
Great. Thank you, and well, we'll keep in touch. And I want to be different because people got so many other podcasts and everything. I want to bring in stories about fighters. What they have experienced and how they grew up. What did they do? So I think people, we enjoy
Right.
this kind of stuff. It's we be different. And we'll
Right.
talk soon. We'll talk soon, brother.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.